Hello, this is Christy Falk with Create with Christy. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I'm here to share with you my short and sweet Saturday card for this week. I'm using the Snow is Glistening stamp set with the Snowfall Thinlits dies that are part of the Snowflake Showcase Promotion that's going on this month at Stampin' Up! These items are while supplies last, or November 30th, whichever comes first, so they could sell out quick. But I thought this was a cute way to showcase this. I love this swirl here. And this is actually going to be made with a group of ladies next weekend at Crop. Hope they have fun with it. Okay, let's go and get started. First off, I want a 4" by 5 1/4" piece of Crumb Cake cardstock. And I'm going to bring my Stampin Pierce Mat out because I'm using photopolymer stamps and they stamp much better when this is down at the bottom for support. So put my paper here. And I'm going to take the medium-sized snowflake in the set. And first off, I'll show you the beautiful stamp set. This is the Snow is Glistening. I love all the images in this. It is so pretty in person. And then this one coordinates with the Snowfall Thinlits dies. There's also another stamp set, Happiness Surrounds, that coordinates with this stamp set too. That's part of the Snowflake Showcase. But here are the beautiful dies. And the ones that I'll be using are the ones that are here. Okay, now we'll get to stamping. So I'm going to take the medium snowflake and my Crumb Cake cardstock. Now I'm going to have designer series paper up here, so I'm just going to go near the top. You don't have to stamp the whole thing since that's going to be covered. But I want it to be higher up than what the paper will go. That way I don't have a little band with no snowflakes. So get all of these stamped. And whenever you stamp all over your cardstock, it helps if you make it like triangles. See how these are kind of like triangles? That gives it more of the random look so they're not just in straight lines. Okay, that looks pretty good. And I'm going to get my piece of, this is the Wood Textured Designer Series paper. This is 4" by 1 1/2. Get my snail out. Always forget to open that. There we go. And put it across the top. And sometimes I find it's easier to go upside down so that way I can tell if I definitely got it up at all the way to the top. There we go. Okay, so that's ready. And then take a 6" piece of the Real Red 3/8" mixed satin ribbon. This is in the holiday catalog. And the Wood Designer paper is in the annual catalog. I'm going to take my snail again and put some on each end of the ribbon and wrap it around the bottom of the designer series paper and attach the ends to the back of the Crumb Cake piece. So it'll be like that in the back. Now take a piece of 8 1/2 by 5 1/2 Real Red cardstock. I'll fold that in half, get my bone folder, and then hurry up and attach this to the card. And I always put a little bit of adhesive here on the ribbon too, that way that sticks to the card. Sometimes if you don't do that, it might end up falling off the card, so that'll help keep it on the card a lot easier. Okay, so the base is done. Oh, one thing I did forget, we do want to stamp the greeting at the bottom. We can still do that now here on the card. Normally I would do that before, but I'll show you if you forget to do that, you can do it once it's on the card. And put it near the bottom in the center. And this is with Real Red ink. And stamp that at the bottom. There we go. That's the good thing about stamping. A lot of times you can still fix it later. Okay, now I'm going to take a piece of Whisper White cardstock. This is 3 1/4 by 2. I'm going to stamp the this snowflake. It's the largest snowflake in the stamp set. Oops. I'm going to stamp it right here on the side with the Real Red. And then I'm going to take this second to smallest snowflake that's in the stamp set and stamp it with the Crumb Cake. Okay, now I can die cut these out with my Big Shot and bring this out. And we'll be using the magnetic platform, 1 standard cutting pad. Get this up, make sure it's in the picture. I'm going to put these there, and then I'm also going to put a piece of, this is the white velvet sheets. It's part of the Snowflake Showcase, and this piece is 2 1/4 by 2 1/2. So I'll put that there. I'm going to grab the dies I want. This is the second largest die in the set. Put that on the white velvet paper. And then use the framelit dies that match up with these stamped images. Now, if you've ever noticed, the magnets are little small ones all throughout this, so sometimes it kind of moves around. You just need to move your cardstock to get it so it's not bouncing up in between some magnets. So, oh, looks like I still don't have it right. There we go, that's pretty good. Then I'll grab the other framelit for this one. Get that centered. That looks pretty good. Then I'll put the standard cutting pad on top. Carefully, there we go. Bring it through the big shot. And since this one's a little detailed, I'm going to go through one more time. Okay. Stamped images are done. Put those over to the side. And here's the detailed one. I'll get this out of the way. And because this one is detailed, I'm going to use my die brush. And I keep it stored in one of the wood cases that we sell. This is what the wood mount stamps would be in. I'm going to take my brush while it's still in the die. It helps to have it in the die. And I just kind of go over this. And this will take out most of the little pieces, if not all of them. It comes really close to getting all of them. And the ones that don't come out, then you take Stampin Pierce Mat and poke them out. Okay, all ready. And we'll get this attached. And I went ahead and die cut this. This is use the same sandwich. I went ahead and did the swirl ahead of time. This was die cut out of a piece of the Galvanized Metallic Paper. It's 2 inches by 5 inches is what the piece was. I just love that galvanized look. I originally thought about using silver foil, but it was a little too bright looking. And this gives it a more muted color, and I really like that. So now I'll bring my card back in and all my snowflakes. And I'm going to go ahead and attach this little one. Take a little piece of snail. Attach it to the middle. And what I'm going to do, the points are going to go in between the valleys of the bigger snowflake. Just like so. And I'm going to do the same, putting this one on this one. These will go inside the valleys of the big snowflake. And you're going to love, if you make this, you're going to love how fuzzy that big snowflake is. It is so neat. Okay, now I'm going to put, what I'm going to do here, the only thing I'm going to do is put some snail on the back of this larger snowflake. And this is going to be the one that's underneath this snowflake here. So I'm going to kind of angle it like this. Make it so this one, get a little closer to the ribbon here. There we go. So this is near the edge and this is near the edge. And I know I've got it angled pretty good. Now I'm going to take a Stampin Dimensional. Oh, it looks like I covered them up. There we go. I'm good at that. Okay, put a Stampin Dimensional in the middle, right there. Take this off. Just kind of put it, just covering up that one middle snowflake. And I don't want it to cover up the center of this, and you'll know why here in a minute. So kind of move it over a little bit until that still shows. There we go. Perfect. Now I'm going to take some rhinestones and bring my Take It Up tool back in, or take your pick tool, and I'm going to put a medium-sized rhinestone in the middle of this one because that's one of the bigger ones. So, and then the rest of them I'm going to use these small ones. So I'm going to put a small one in the middle of this snowflake and a small one with all the others on the galvanized snow swirl. I just want to give it a little more glitz. This one, and that's why I didn't want to cover this center up here because I'm going to put a little rhinestone right there. And one more with this top one. And that's it. Well, I hope you like this week's Short and Sweet Saturday card. If you'd like to be notified whenever I post a video, please subscribe to my YouTube channel below. I've also got a website, www.createwithchristy.com, and if you'd like to order any Stampin' Up! Materials there, you can do so there and clicking Shop Now. And I do have a doily rewards program that I started at the beginning of October. With every $50 order you place, and if every $50 on that order, you'll receive a doily. So if you placed a $100 order, you would get 2 doilies. Once you collect 10 doilies, you'll get a $50 shopping spree on me, and I'll even pay for the shipping and tax. And there's a link below that you can click on to find out all of the particulars. And if your order is under $150, you'll want to use this month's host code, and there's a new one that just came out yesterday. And you can get all that information, like I said, clicking on the link below about the Doily Rewards program. And I also have links below to my Pinterest, Facebook, and Instagram pages. Well, I hope you have a wonderful weekend. See you soon.